Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Like Butter, and today I'm bringing you a video of DayZ mod, and I want to talk about this thing that I guess has kind of come up in the last couple of days over on my live stream channel, and that is the question of, Drew, why are you playing DayZ mod when DayZ Standalone is out? And I want to kind of explain it in this video and just, share some of my thoughts about the standalone and why I think it got so boring for me so fast. So basically we got this mod, right? I'm gonna pretty much break it down the best I can. That came, over 2 years, came a long way because, obviously, since it was a mod, a lot of other people were modding the game as well, which is, of course, Arma 2 and Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead. So you ended up getting, once the mod came out, it started to get modded into other things, such as Overwatch, Breaking Point, whatever it may be, Epoch, Taviana, so many different maps, there's so many different mods, so many different things to do that you could never really get bored, right? You download DayZ Commander, you go on to whatever mod you want, it's so easy to access everything through that program. You play with friends, you do things, you have in-game missions, they have AI on the map, they have helicopter, I don't know, convoy missions. They have so many things that they've added to the mods that it's amazing, right? You got ghillie suits, you got army clothing, you got so many different zombies, you got, you name it, so many different guns, so many different mods with different guns. So you get all this stuff, and it's kind of hard to handle. What you got to realize is me and Cream and Nerve and Trauma and everybody have been playing, that have been playing since the mod, for about 2 years. You have to realize that this standalone is going to be nothing for us, right? So at first when it came out, it was like, yeah, it was fun, new items, new inventory system, new movement, new graphics, everything looks great. But now, since we played it a lot, it's really getting dull. They made it so that weapons don't spawn very often. You have to go to a military base to find a weapon, pretty much. Ammo is very scarce. I'm not talking about M4 and Mosin ammo. You can find that at military bases pretty easy. But I'm talking about, like, if you're going through Electro or through Cherno or something, it's very hard to find ammo for that stuff. And if you're wondering, guys, this is just a clip, a short clip, nothing real special, a little bit of sniping. Me and Cream were playing on the DayZ mod last night, and I think I'm going to be streaming DayZ mod tonight as well. So come over around 5 p.m. Eastern time, or maybe even sooner than that. I might stream a little bit earlier today, and come check out DayZ mod gameplay. It's really fun. I've been playing Overwatch. But anyways, let's get back to the story. Okay, so basically, DayZ Standalone is very bare bones right now, right? Because you got to remember, this is Chernarus, right? This is a map that we've been playing for 2 years. They took the map and they've made very, very minimal, I'd say, customization as far as, like, the military base in Zelengorsk. There's like this, there's this town north of Cherno, and there's a town north of Prigogorki, and they added some very minimal stuff that people have been adding on Chernarus in Overwatch and on personal servers for years now. So it's kind of different because you're not really getting that feeling of, oh my god, like, let me go exploring, because what's there to explore? There's only a couple guns in the game. I know they just had an update where they added a few little crafting things where somehow you can, like, cut off the end of your shotgun or something, and a couple new shoes, and it seems like every couple of weeks they're adding a little bit to the game, and that's why I use this analogy. Right, so you got DayZ mod, started off as a puzzle piece, grew into a giant puzzle, because now you got so many opportunities, so many things to do with DayZ mod, and it's a small puzzle. Then you got to look at when Standalone came out, it's the same thing. It's starting with one puzzle piece, and it's going to gradually, over time, build more puzzle pieces to the puzzle, right? But the cool thing about Standalone is that when that puzzle is built, it has more potential than the mod, because you got to remember, everything that was built for the DayZ mod was run on an Arma 2 engine, and it was run through Arma 2 coding, so everything was limited. That's why they made DayZ Standalone. That's why they didn't just make a mod of Arma 3, because they didn't want, Dean Hall and his crew didn't want to be limited to things. For once, they could always go, the direction that they wanted to without being held back. And I respect that, but dude, DayZ mod is so much better and such on a higher level than DayZ Standalone right now that it got boring real fast. No vehicles, very minimal loot. The fact that loot only spawns once, so the only chance you have of getting loot is to be near a military base when the server restarts, and even then it's hard to find M4s now. You only got a couple guns that you can look forward to. You only got a couple different, it's very plain and very bare bones, and you're saying, Drew, it's alpha. The game just came out. I understand that, but people are asking me why I'm not on standalone and why I'm playing the mod, and this is my answer, because the mod has come a lot longer way than the standalone. The standalone is very boring right now. Now, maybe if I take a break from it for a while and come back, it might be fun. Like, I have to, they have to add stuff, because we as DayZ players, when the coding is open, or, whatever you want to call it, when the game is open to customization by other parties, which is what's going to happen with DayZ Standalone. Dean Hall already mentioned that. Like, it wouldn't be fair if a game that got popular off of being a mod wasn't allowed to be modded. That would be kind of weird. But he's not opening it up to people for it to be modded yet, because the content's not there. You see what I'm saying? Like, no one's gonna make a mod of DayZ Standalone right now with only 2-3 guns, maybe even 4 guns being in the game and no cars. So I'm really looking forward to how far the game comes, but it seems like the puzzle pieces, like I was talking about, are very small, right? Like, they're adding a couple things every 2 weeks. So it's going to take a very long time. Like, I don't even know when they're going to add planes and vehicles. Even if it's just ported from fucking Arma 3, I don't give a shit. I just want some vehicles, and I want some ways to get around the map, because running is annoying. And then, on top of running, there's glitches where it, like, shoots you back on the shore, and you need water all the time, and it's just a struggle, because you got this ginormous map called Chernarus Plus, when really it's just Chernarus with a couple additions to it that any person who owns a server could make. I am not in any way bashing on DayZ. I'm just saying right now the mod is fun. I hope people keep making mods for the DayZ mod. I hope, I don't want people to just stop just because the DayZ Standalone's coming out or anything like that. And I've had a lot of success lately on DayZ mod. I've been having a lot of viewers. Yesterday we had over 140 viewers consistently. We didn't drop below that, until I switched to CS:GO for a little bit, which was a struggle. I played my first competitive match. I'm not very good at that game. I got a lot of practice. But anyways. So yeah, that's what I'm just talking. I'm just basically explaining to you that the DayZ Standalone will be better. It's just gonna take a lot of time, and they sold 1 million copies in like the first week and a half or first 2 weeks or something like that. And I really hope that they hire a bigger team to start. Boom, let's get stuff going, guys. You made your money. Now it's time to make the game. And I know that they're working hard on it, but if you're selling 1 million copies, I think it's time to start hiring more developers to get this thing cracking. And I don't know, it just hasn't come along as far as I thought it would have. I understand, like I said, they had to build the game from the bottom up, but god damn, the mod is fun. Like, we got in a couple vehicles, we got in a chopper yesterday, just like being around like a giant airfield in Standalone and knowing that there's no airplanes just kind of makes me sad. But Standalone is still good. It's just got a long way to go, and I think it's my own fault for overplaying it. I played way too much. I think I put like 90 to 100 hours into it, because as most of you know, YouTube and streaming is my job, so I wanted to stream DayZ all the time. And I think I burnt myself out on it, and I'm just going to be playing DayZ mod now. I might throw in Standalone here and there if people really request it, but from what I've seen, a lot of people have been really, I guess, just being like, Drew, the mod, we like the mod more. There's more action. We had so much action yesterday. Me and Kareem were playing. We had more action in Belota in an hour than I think I've ever had complete and Standalone, because you gotta remember, when servers are limited to 40 people on a map that's bigger than the original Chernarus, and there's really no reason to go north. You know, like the new towns that they added, there's no reason to go up there. You know, the loot's not very good. And the way how everyone is spawning on the East Coast, I think that people should spawn everywhere on the map, no matter where it would be. So then if you have really big towns up north, they need to add some really big towns up north, and they really have to fix the frame issues. Like, I don't even like going even close to Electro or Cherno because of how bad the frames are in those cities, because of all the extra junk that they've added, like those giant apartment buildings and stuff. And you know, I really hope they go with that expensive route where they said they were going to put zombies on a different server or something like that. I'm not completely sure how that works, but I'm really hoping that that's the way they go, because as of right now, there's barely any zombies in Standalone, and it still drops to like 10 frames a second in like Cherno or Electro. And I have a godly computer, so I know it's not me, and I know other people have the same exact issues. So alright, so that was my explanation of why I enjoy DayZ mod more right now, and I really encourage a lot more people to go back to it if you miss it. You know, don't think just because the standalone's out that you can't go back to the mod, because, you know, the mod, we had a lot of fun on it last night. So I hope to see you at the live stream tonight. Now that I think about it, I might start a little bit early. I might start at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. But just go over my link, my twitch.tv link is in the description. Make sure to go over there and click that. I'm giving out a copy of Rust at 10,000 followers. I think we're only 40 followers away. So I might be giving that out today. I'm not completely sure. I mean, we've been getting about 100 followers a day. So I think hitting 40 today would be no problem. I've been Like Butter. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop the video a like, and I will talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.